taking battle stations. I ain't on vacation, I'm just glowing up, living out aspirations. I beat their expectations and change the generations. And I'm still jumping fences, and you're just imitations. They're all in second places, but I don't live for praises. I play this life like a game, levels and stages. Let me paraphrases, then do a couple pages. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Let me introduce you to a brand new thing. No one gotta prove to. You're looking at the king. This life may choose you, so raise your wings. Watch this, watch this, watch this. This is a brand new thing. They've been calling me mad for 20 years, but it takes a little crazy when you face some fears. No matter what you do, it never ever disappears. But I keep fighting like LeBron James Cavaliers. Just took another bite for the kill. Just did another one for the thrill. Made it my own way, free will. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Let me introduce you to a brand new thing. No one gotta prove to. You're looking at the king. This life may choose you, so raise your wings. Watch this, watch this, watch this. This is a brand new thing.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
What is going on, YouTube?
Zayde Wolf here with my buddy Geoff Duncan. We
Hello.
are live on episode 3,
Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
I believe it is.
Revenge of the Sith. So bad.
Hey, at first I just want to say thanks to everybody for listening to the album like crazy. The album debuted number 4,
I think, bro. Yeah.
on the alternative charts on iTunes. It was a top.
That's huge, man.
Yeah, it was
congrats,
a top.
dude.
It was a top 60 overall on its debut.
That's huge, dude.
Yeah, so that means a lot of people really care, and I really appreciate that.
Love that.
And then it's cranking over on Spotify, and you guys are listening to the songs on YouTube as well, which I really appreciate. So it's really cool, and thanks so much. It's been a 2-year journey. The album is out. We're ready to go. Now, today we're going to talk about...
El Capitan.
Yeah. It seems like this has become like an album favorite. We didn't talk about the song a whole lot before. We didn't really choose it as a single or for a music video yet. But
I
people
have
are
ideas
really
about
responding.
a music video for
You
this.
do?
They involve you climbing El Capitan. That'd be cool.
Could you even imagine? I would get like...
Limbs will be broken in the second.
I'd be like, I'd get 10 feet up probably. And
That's
I'd be
fine.
like,
Just do the rest with
that's
CG. Pay some dude to do it. What about those free climbers who do it with absolutely no ropes and they just
Dude,
run up
that
the side of that thing?
That documentary about that guy
Yeah.
was crazy.
I mean, that could be cool. Get on that guy and just
See if he'll let
I
us.
don't know, yeah.
We'll have to put those dots on his face so we can map
Put
my
your
face back on it.
and then get some dude to base jump off at the end.
Great.
I would pay to see that.
I love it.
I love it. Okay, cool. Well, this is a great segue into questions because we have some questions today from you guys out there. So thank you. And feel free to throw questions in the chat. I'm trying to keep an eye on it, and I love that you're all there high-fiving us from the chat. So thanks for weighing in, and I'll try and keep on top of that so we can address some questions and just kind of generally hang out with you guys. Greetings from Mexico. I love that. Just people throw this stuff in the chat, and it just feels like it's not just us sitting in your incredible studio. It's a whole bunch of people, and that's special, dude. So
That is awesome.
hello from Nashville, y'all.
I love Mexico.
Dude.
Man, the Gulf of Mexico side is beautiful. I haven't been. I would love to go to Mexico City and a few other places and like actually get into some of the cities and
Take some time.
take some time to explore a little more because I love Mexico.
Well,
I have to
think
be.
you
I have to
friends
wear a
there.
lot of sunscreen though because of how white I am.
That's so dope. All right, I'm going to throw some questions your way, Zayde. So
Let's do it.
are you all set? From the fans, Shuckman Ryan says, "Hey, what's the best part about finally releasing the album?" I mean, you said it's been a 2-year journey. It's been a lot of work to just really zero in on these songs and make them feel special. What's the best part about finally releasing it to the world?
I think for me, it's like being able to show it all together, because like as an album or as singles are great. Like release a single, you talk about the song, you kind of move on, and then you go to maybe another single. But having an album to be able to kind of show like that whole body of work together, and for people to actually be able to go through that journey of all of those songs, I think that's really rewarding. I mean, maybe it is to me. Maybe no one cares, but I think for me, I
people
love
care.
albums.
Yeah, me too.
Singles are cool, but I kind of forget about that. Sometimes that a band released a song after I listened to it a few times, but when there's an album that comes out from somebody that I like, I'm just gonna sit and listen to the whole thing. I'm still like that.
Well, and not every song that's on an album is like a single that you would be like, oh, we're going to pump this one, we're going to pump this one. Sometimes there's stuff on an album that tells a different part of the story, and it's not hype or it's not a banger, and it's just lets you see a different perspective of what the artist is kind of trying to say. And I think some of those songs become the favorites,
Yeah.
I love the album, dude.
Thanks,
it's killer, man. It's fun.
Thanks so
It's
much.
fun. And I'm pumped to dive into El Capitan with you today. I got some questions. I have questions about this one. It's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, and we do have some other questions too, so let me jump back over here. Well, this is cool. What we could use this as a little segue. Puma says,
Is that their screen name? Okay.
what inspired you to make the song El Capitan? Since this is right on topic for this episode.
I think it's a song and a title that I've tried a few times. The actual verses of this song, I wrote, and this song originally had a different chorus, and then I sort of rewrote it. I think just thinking about, in Spanish, that means the captain, right? And there's also, of course, you were talking about the mountain that we have here in the United States, right? In Yosemite. And I was just always thought it was just such a cool word and vibe. It was like just the freaking captain. And I was like, there's no song that's like that. So that was kind of it. I just it's one of those ones that was sitting around with me for a long time and just wanted to try to write it and finish it. And yeah, it finally made it on after a lot of revisions. This is another song that took some hauling ass to get through it.
Not to be confused with Hall and Oates. Okay, so I have some questions. Sorry.
Yeah.
I feel like you had a lot of fun with this song.
Yeah.
Like, so to bring us into the creative process, like with the lyrics, like where were you going with the lyrics? There's some fun stuff. The Wizard of the Oz, like you're just playing with me, man. I'm listening to that. You're just like, you're just trying to make me laugh here. There's some great moments in the lyrics where you're having a good time. MJ with the layups in the bridge, right? You're having some fun lyrically, and I feel like it comes across in the song. The song has a great energy to it. It's a fun jam. It's just like, yeah, I'm the man kind of. Like, so
I think some of that fun in the lyrics was like, I think when I was listening to this song too, like there was a while I was listening to a lot of like current hip hop music. And I was like, these guys get away with saying some of the most hilarious stuff in songs and like these really weird references to things. And so I was like, I really want to try to up my wordplay game a little bit.
Nice.
And so like, the whole like theme of the Wizard of Oz in there and stuff like that. It's like, I've always wanted to put a Wizard of Oz reference in there because I just think that movie's amazing. But I always
pulling strings from behind the scenes and just being the guy in control. And I mean, it's fun. It's cool. Yeah.
Because you always wanted to be the one who, or me, like you always wanted to be the one who actually got to get behind where the Wizard of Oz was, right? And so there's that reference of that in there, and like how that sort of made you like the Wizard of Oz thought he was a god, basically, right?
Yeah.
He did. He acted like it, and people thought he was, and so that's the whole reference of that in that part of the song. Yeah,
that's great. But you're not like, oh, this is bad grammar, I'm not saying this. You're like, nah, it sounds great. It's awesome. I love the sense of fun for the song, and the energy is great. Why don't you play us a little bit of it, and we'll dive into the Pro Tools.
Yeah, sure.
Sound good?
Sure. Let's play a little bit of that. Should we go over right here? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Some weird sort of sampley things that I made here at the beginning, yeah.
This is not an analogy, we ain't got no guarantees. I pull myself from the tragedy, Lazarus tendencies.
Biblical reference.
I got that third eye mentality, make my own reality. You can question my sanity, but I always had that strategy. I always had it, yeah. You can peek behind the curtain through the fog. See for yourself who's a wizard of the odds. Open your eyes, have a drink with the gods. Live life up here among the stars. It's all part of the plan, world in my hands. Talking about a legend, I'm El Capitan. Stand up with me. Stand up with me. More God than a man. Touch me if you can. On another level, I'm El Capitan. Stand up with me. Stand up with me. I'm El Capitan.
All right, cool.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, if you guys haven't listened to the song yet, there's a chunk of it. Now we can talk about it a little bit.
Jump
Yeah.
in. There's so many things going on in this song that are really interesting to me. There's a lot of vocal stuff going on here. I know we always start with drums on this stuff, but like there's so many interesting vocal layers going on in this song. And interestingly to me, the melody isn't jumping all over the place. You're just kind of yelling it. You're kind of pinning on one note. You're moving away from it just so it doesn't get boring. But it never feels like the melody is boring, even though it's not changing a whole lot. There's a whole lot of energy coming from other things.
I think so. And like the bass note and stuff doesn't really change either. It's all just kind of sitting in the same place, and it stays. Yeah. So like one part that I thought was actually that turned out decently cool is if we solo the vocals for the pre-chorus part. Like, is it gonna play it all? Yeah.
You can peek behind the curtain through the fog. See for yourself who's a wizard of the odds. Open your eyes, have a drink with the gods. Live life up here among the stars. It's all part of the plan, world in my hand. Talking about a legend, I'm El Capitan. Stand up with me.
So you got some stuff
Stand
blurring
up with me.
the pitch in that pre-chorus. You got some stuff that feels real dissonant that you don't really hear as being like wrong or anything, but it adds this kind of this
tension.
energy and intensity to it.
Yeah, like there's a few things in there that are kind of doing that, in a bizarre way.
And then when that chorus hits, you get this real sense of resolve because it's all hitting that one note so clean.
Sure.
I always had it, yeah. You can peek behind the curtain through the fog. See for yourself who's a wizard of the odds. Open your eyes,
that
have
note's
a
in there.
drink with the gods. Live life up here among the stars. It's all part of the plan, world in my hands. Talking about a legend, I'm
Yeah.
Dude, that's rocking.
It's
mate.
weird,
That's
but
cool. I love it.
I thought it'd be cool to take a few weird chances with the vocal because it's not really melodic in that part. It's it's almost talky, but it's
and then you go for this real sort of one-note melody that just anchors, and it's the movement around it that makes it feel interesting. But the energy is just rad,
cool.
That's awesome. Drums. We can't do a Zayde Wolf breakdown without some drums.
Yeah, this one's got a lot of neat stuff in it. I used that what is that Spitfire Hans Zimmer drums on some of the things.
HZ01.
Yeah. So in the background of a lot of the parts in here is this interesting thing. I've distorted them too. Like there's no holding back. Right? And then there's this stuff. So it starts to feel
Some
like
hip-hop hybrid sort of thing.
Yeah, so the whole thing together is like. So it's kind of cinematic hip hop, I guess, as far as the drums are concerned, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like.
I love those little details and little flourishes that just make it feel really alive, and it's really cool, man.
Ah, thanks. Yeah, weird. I don't even know what I'm doing in
you-
here. I made some of this so long ago, and then I just kept rewriting it. So I'm kind of discovering it in real time too, to some degree.
It's so cool. Now, we've talked a few times about drum breaks in Zay Wolf songs. This song is no exception. It has an incredibly punchy drum break that just slaps you upside the
right,
mat.
after the bridge.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Can you show us a little bit of that?
Yeah, let's play into it there real quick. So, bridge.
Got a handful of vision, call it
Maybe just start at the top of that.
I can feel the rhythm and the chaos. This is how I live, it's not a seance. I am on a mission, gonna play on, play on, play on. Got a handful of vision, call it radar. Moving just like MJ hitting layups. Boy, you better listen, this is real talk, real talk, real talk.
Yeah, that's wild, right? What did I even do?
Man.
What is... Okay, I got to figure out what this is again. Oh, that's that thing. Oh, wow.
That sounds huge.
Oh, this is the Artura over there.
This guy?
Right? Yeah.
Matrix Brute.
It's funny how like things are in there. I don't even know.
But
What
it just sounds so...
Yeah,
it's just like
wild.
getting beaten up.
Yeah.
Mate, this sounds so huge.
What are they? What's everybody saying in the chat down there? People
I think
are
they're
going
liking
crazy,
it.
right?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
like so fascinating, hot. I mean, there's a lot of questions. Let me peel back up for a second. Oh, Fish Stick Man is like, let's try to hit 1K likes. Yeah, that's a great idea. Let's do that. Let me see here. There's lots of questions about collabs. This is fascinating. The mix was fire. Legendary Zayde. I think people just dig hearing how the stuff was put together,
Yeah. That's cool.
And people are like, your lyrics, Zelda's like, your lyrics are some of my favorites, honestly, which is cool because I think it's easy to kind of be like, hey, this is all about drums and distortion and guitars, but you're trying to say things to the audience and, and share something. And I think that comes across. So that's dope.
Right on. Yeah, I think I definitely am. I want to tell a story of like, I had an interview earlier today, and he was the guy was asking me the same stuff and like that, and I was just saying how some of the songs are just they're sort of more explored versions of like actual things. It's overcoming stuff. It's like, like we grew up in a small town outside of Metropolis, and we didn't have a lot. We had some few instruments. My brothers and I played music together, but these are all songs of the story of coming from small and growing and trying to keep going and keep going. And I want everyone to feel that. So I think you have to make a point to make the lyrics worth it in a way, right? It's like it needs to be worth listening to.
Sure.
I don't get them all right all the time, but you have to make the lyrics worth it.
It's awesome.
Right?
I love that, man. I've watched you do it. I mean, we've been friends for a while now, and I've literally watched you live out the stories that inhabit these songs, and that's why it's so huge for me to be a part of what you're doing and hang out here with you and get to do this, And I think for us all, you guys on YouTube, for me, it's just so inspiring hearing you talk about it and show us how you do it, but also just the stories that made these songs what they are, man.
Yeah.
So thanks for sharing, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, dude. And
For sure.
thanks for hanging in there with us, YouTube.
Loving it.
A lot of people saying very kind things. Generally seems to be the vibe. People love the stuff. They love how it sounds. They love how it makes them feel.
I love that I feel like if I ever go on our YouTube channel and I'm looking at it and I don't read the comments as much as I used to, but whenever I read it, there are so many people who are sharing their own stories on there or saying how things that motivate them. And I feel like I'm so lucky to have a channel that people aren't on there like being toxic all day long.
Right,
It's so good. It's such a good place. Like the Zayde Wolf channel is like a good place to hang out.
This crew are just like all messaging each other while we're here talking, and they're chatting away, and I think it's dope.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Sure.
All right, so I love guitars. I play the guitar. Can you show us some guitar secrets? What guitar sauce you got going on over here?
Oh man, this is the chorus guitar is like one of the craziest raging thing. All it is like pure distortion wall, you know. Do you even know that's in there? Yeah. And that's the Artura with it, but
what guitar is that? Doozy?
No, it's not the Doozy. It's the
335?
the Epiphone 335.
Nice.
Yeah, and I've got all the low end like peeled off of it multiple times, so that all you're really getting is that crispiness.
Bumblebee.
Yeah, it does. It sounds like a bumblebee, right? Because you don't really need like this is the bass side of things, so you don't need live bass with like a couple of 808 like distortion type things.
Oh yeah.
So you don't really need anything else but bumblebees.
That's rad.
It just sounds saucy.
Sounds fun.
In the chorus or in the verses, there's these little guys, just little.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's all. Just fun stuff.
Put a skank on that.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, this is a weird one. Where did I find this? I made this somehow, and then it wasn't in the right tempo, so I stretched it out so it sounds weird.
That's
Some
cool.
Weird. All this little stuff kind of happened in the background.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely inspired by like hip hop music. I
Yeah,
think,
you can hear
kind
that
of
in
thing.
it. Like that bell sounds like Metro Boomin or something.
Yeah,
There's all this atmosphere, and I think that adds. It's not just like the rock band part of it. Like if you just had the rock band part of it and you didn't have this part of it, it would lose so much of the just atmosphere and feeling that makes it feel super widescreen, like it belongs in a film. Which is, I mean, I see a lot of comments like this stuff belongs in a soundtrack. You know what I mean? So yeah,
I love like I love soundtrack music.
Yeah.
I love listening to, you know, a favorite TV show or a movie just like top to bottom, like on Spotify, or put the vinyl on and listen to the actual, you know, whether it's an orchestra or whether it's, you know, an electronic soundtrack or whatever it is, but just like feeling things that make sort of that invoke an image. And so
Right.
that's what I want. That's what I want to have sort of hanging out all the time.
Yeah.
Like it feels like that.
Oh, that's really interesting, because that, I think, is this sort of unseen element that differentiates it from just feeling like some sort of slamming alternative band thing. It's got this feeling, and it feels like it belongs in a bigger world than just, oh, I'm in a band with my friends playing rock music and playing shows or something like that. It inhabits a much bigger space because of that. It's very cool, man.
Yeah.
I dig it. Hey, I have a question. So the song, I don't know how many of you all have heard the song from top to bottom, but right at the end, maybe you can play just the last 8 bars. This song takes a major left turn. I did not see this coming when I first heard the song, and I think it's so rad. It's like, I want you to play it, and then I want you to twist it. Yeah, that was like, okay, cool. That went somewhere else.
We tried something.
That was cool.
Yeah, I just wanted it to, like, I don't know. I felt like I needed a different ending than just sort of stopping at the end of the thing. And,
Yeah.
I was thinking about, like, I don't know, Led Zeppelin and stuff like that, where they would just sort of go out of bounds a little bit sometimes, you know?
Yeah, for real. It just
Yeah.
takes this great left turn, and then it's like, that's all the left turn you get.
Yeah.
That was dope.
Hey, you know what we need to tell everybody about? We need to tell everybody about this.
yes. We do.
Oh,
Look at this store, you guys. Look at this shop.
guys, we have restocked it's all coming in this week except for the vinyl. We're still waiting on the vinyl, but we've got all of these merch packages that are coming out or ready to be shipped. So if you want, you guys can pick up some new Zayde Wolf gear. This Fangs is actually glow-in-the-dark ink, which is going to be dope.
Take my money.
We got tank tops. We got it on a sweatshirt.
That is so sick.
We get some stickers.
Yep.
Let's see what else we got in here. Yeah, this is like a jacket. This is freaking cool. It's a windbreaker, camo, like black camo with the print on the back.
Wow, that is sick.
Yeah, it's gonna be
$50? Like,
awesome.
How do you do that? That's
Well, we're not making a lot of money on it,
but
we're not making a bunch of money on it. We're just trying to get it out there.
Coloring book.
Coloring book is awesome.
I've seen the coloring book. It is so cool.
Yeah, it's got some cool stuff. Here's some of the pages you can color.
It's like Grayskull, Indiana Jones. It's
yeah,
beating a skeleton robot to death with a
so
335 guitar.
Yeah.
So
It's
good.
So good. Who's gonna in the comments? I want to hear if you're gonna get a coloring book. When you get it, you got to snap me a photo of it and tag me online on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, and I'll repost your coloring.
Yeah, let's do that. You need to make a hashtag. Think of one and we'll use it.
What's the hashtag gonna be?
Zayde Wolf coloring or something like that. Hashtag Zayde Wolf coloring.
Zayde Wolf coloring.
You hashtag it with that. We'll show it to the man himself. It'll get shared around, and that'll be hilarious. I can't wait to see those.
Yeah, man. So lots of amazing stuff. We're waiting on the vinyl. You can get something for your dog. If you got a baby that is here to rumble, just
Every baby is here to rumble.
get on it. Look at that. Imagine that on a little kid. That's going to be awesome.
That is hilarious, man. That's really cute.
Yeah, dude.
That's great.
Okay.
What a great store. Thanks for showing
so
us, man.
fun. So
All right.
fun. Yep.
It's good times.
Any questions in chat? We got a hit?
I've got some more over here from some people that were sending stuff in too, but there are a couple of great ones, and I'm so sorry. It's really hard to just chat with my friend and listen to his music and look at his shop and read all the chat, but I love that you're all messaging and hanging out together, which is super cool.
Hey, while you're looking at that, let me just tell everybody tomorrow, this is another big announcement. Yeah, tomorrow, we meant to say this at the beginning of the show, the Reason music video is going to happen. And before we sign off today, we're going to show you a large chunk of the music video. We're going to show you the first minute of it, and then it premieres tomorrow. This was all filmed right outside of Paris, France, with an incredible film crew, director, and actors, and it is special. It's like a mini movie. It's like a 3.5-minute movie that we made.
Well, should we just jump into it? I mean,
Let's just do it.
I know there's some people hanging out, and I hate to miss the questions, but you're gonna want to see this. So
yeah, let's just play
let
it
me
real
hit this
quick.
button, and we'll get it going.
Here we go.
I've been here before, I know the lies. I've been here before, I've seen the sky fall on me. The waves are coming up, they paralyze. The fear is breaking in, it's no surprise, no, but it tries though. This is the reason we rise, we rise. This is the reason we rise, we rise. This is the reason we rise. This is the reason we rise, we rise. No turning back. No turning back.
Yes.
What? That is insane.
So fun, man. I've watched it probably 200 times myself.
No
it's
doubt.
just so cool to be able to be a part of something like that.
Man, that looks insane. That's a movie I want to watch. I mean, I know it's only a 3-minute movie, but I want to see more.
I know. Like I was talking to Oreo on the phone last night, the director, and I was like thinking to myself, I was like, man, if we could make this like into like a 30-minute something,
Like a short.
it would be so good.
Get it into some of those film festivals around the place, man. He's so cool.
He's killer. He'll do it. He's such a young guy, and he's like great vision.
Now, you've shared a little bit of the story before, but give us the quick rundown about how you came to be working with Orion and how that worked. Yeah.
He just hit me up on Instagram in a DM and sent me his production reel, and I looked at it. I was like, this is good. This is good stuff in here. And then he hit me up a couple times. He was like, I would love to make a music video. And I was kind of apprehensive. I mean, we were in the middle of COVID last year.
Yes.
I needed to have some music videos made for the new album.
Yeah.
We started talking in the summer of last year. And I was like, I don't know this guy. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to send him money across to whatever.
To spend on things in France. Yeah.
Yeah, so we worked it out. We got it all locked in. He started on everything, and once there was really good proof of what was going on, we pushed forward with it, and it was great. It was amazing. Like, he sent me the first cut, and I was like, I have 3 comments, and that was all.
And
it was like great. So it's cool, man. They had that. There was he had a team of about 40. And one other little point, we actually have a behind the scenes of this that we're going to release about a week after. I think it's like 10 minutes long, so it really shows how they did everything.
Amazing.
It's cool.
I've seen the whole thing.
Yeah,
it's going to be the mind-blowing release tomorrow. It took 3 days to make.
I think they
shot
it in 3 days, and then editing, several. And I mean, he spent a few weeks on the whole process.
No doubt.
And the guys even did, the sword. There's 2 sword fights in it. There's the guns are like the real guns. Like, it's all authentic gear from the period.
The costumes look amazing.
Yeah, it's all like the real replica costumes that some guys over there that do the reenactments of that time period stuff had. Yeah, we've got horses, all kinds of stuff. It's amazing.
It's a proper thing. It's a proper thing, dude. It looks insane. I've seen it a couple of times. You sent me it earlier on, and I'm just like, my mind is blown. I can't wait for you guys to see it. I can't wait to read all the comments on YouTube when it comes out, because I think people are going to have their minds blown. And it suits the song, like the energy. I mean, it's amazing. It's really a chills moment, dude. It's really, really cool. So, that was the sneak preview of the reason that's premiering tomorrow.
Yeah, we're premiering at 4 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
4 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be on the chat before it premieres. So if you want to chat with me before, I'll be on there about 30 minutes before to have a little chat with everybody.
Amazing.
And then we'll debut the video tomorrow.
Dude,
yeah,
incredible. Cool. Let me see if there's any other questions we can hit, just because I know people have been firing them in, and we've had so much to cover today. So
let's hit some.
There's about 50 people asking, hey, are you going to do more reimagined songs? That's a very common question. Tell us about that process and whether you're going to do more for this record.
Yeah, there's actually a couple more that are recorded that we haven't released yet. Mm-hmm. They kind of got put a little bit in the background for now, just because we were focusing on the album, but definitely so. And there's a few of them that I would love to reimagine off of this album. So I think that I'm not sure if it'll come out this year or not. Maybe towards the end of the year, we might have another reimagined EP. I think it could be cool to do that, because it's really fun to kind of take them in different directions.
Just get to sort of as the title says, reimagine the context of how that feels, or change the emotion a little bit.
Yeah, and most of the time, just making them even more cinematic or in a different way, like slowing them down a little bit. Sometimes, like, I think one of them we've worked on is for Cold Blooded, and Cold Blooded as a reimagined song really feels like the lyric means something different, just because it's not.
The feeling is different.
The feeling's different.
That's so cool. I love how songs do that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's
yes,
cool.
more reimagined stuff coming. Keep your ears peeled.
Yes.
So many comments about the video. People loving the costumes and the vibe of it. So yeah, a lot to look forward to tomorrow, guys. And just trying to see here if there's anything we can hit before we sort of.
I'm just
think
gonna
about
hit this one
wrapping
more
up.
time real quick for
Yeah.
everybody.
Yep. Get on there, folks. Okay.
So good. Yeah. What was that? There was a question over there.
On this one.
Maybe.
Oh, there's a couple.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a couple over here. Yes, thank
Yeah,
you,
great.
thank you, Z. Yuvrav G27 says, "What do you eat before writing lyrics, bro? They sound so energetic."
What do I eat?
What do you eat?
A well-balanced breakfast. Right?
Wheaties, Captain Crunch.
That is so funny.
That's awesome.
What do you eat?
I mean, he's not wrong. You know,
Yeah,
they're very
right.
energetic lyrics.
Shoot,
That's
I don't
brilliant.
know. That is so funny.
What do you eat for breakfast? You have a well-balanced breakfast of what? What do you eat?
It just depends.
What you
Sometimes I
feel
eat a
like.
couple of eggs.
that's
Sometimes I just have a protein bar or a protein shake.
Yep.
It just depends.
Get out there and hit the pool. Get the laps.
Just-
hit the laps.
Try to work out. Try to get yourself. Try to keep yourself from falling apart.
There you go. Okay, and also just super quick, there are a few questions around It's a Vibe, which is
Yeah.
a vibe.
Yeah.
What was the inspiration for It's a Vibe? And during the chorus of It's a Vibe, what instrument is making the quarter note ratchet sound? Can you
We'll have
remember?
Maybe
We'll do a breakdown of that.
Yeah, we should do It's a Vibe next time.
I love that.
We'll do a breakdown of it because there's a couple of weird sounds that I used to make the hi-hat subdivision that
Okay.
wasn't a hi-hat, I
Right.
believe. So yeah, we should dig in on it. That'd be fun.
All right, so keep your eyes peeled for a breakdown on that, and then all will be revealed.
And make sure you guys go back and rewatch this and put your comments below, this episode and tell us which song breakdown do you want to hear next? Like
Yeah.
that's what we need to know. We need to know like which ones do you want to hear, even if it's off of an older album. If it's off one of the other albums, we can do that. That'd be fun.
Sure. Yeah.
We can go back and do another song and check it out.
Tell us what you want to see.
Yeah, it'd be
We'll make
great.
it happen. I know the guy. I can make him do stuff. Not really. He just does what he wants. That's great. Z,
good.
thanks for hanging out, man. I
So
think that's
good.
probably us for now.
Yeah, we're gonna take it out with It's a Vibe too.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe. This was episode 3. I'm Geoff Duncan, hanging out with my brother Zayde Wolf. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks,
We'll
guys.
see you next time.
See
You'll
you
be
soon.
safe.
Bye.
Boom.
Just a lost boy, I might never ever grow up. Dream in my head and I know I'm gonna blow up. I follow to the moon like a rocket, it don't slow up. It don't slow up. Sharp dress suckers, yeah, you know we gonna show up. Never break a sweat, got the music we can turn up. What's your favorite drink? We can keep it all flowing. All flowing. Put the windows down one more time, 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 time. 'Cause we can do this all night. It's a vibe, it's a vibe. Keep it on all summer, hold your glass to the sky. It's a vibe, this is how we ride. Here it's come like thunder, we be living so high. It's a vibe, it's a vibe. We were born from the under, now watch us, we can fly. It's a vibe, this is how we ride. Suit and tie, all done up now, we don't even try. It's a vibe. Charge it to the room, yeah, you know that you can bill me. Run me through the course if you wanna try to drill me. I'm out of age, I better run that 40 if you feel me. Do you feel me? From LA to Japan and just style, keep it chillin'. I'm not a samurai, but I really made a killing. I'll show you the way if you show me that you're willing. Are you willing? Yeah. Put the windows down one more time, 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 time. 'Cause we can do this all night. It's a vibe, it's a vibe. Keep it on all summer, hold your glass to the sky. It's a vibe, this is how we ride. Here be living so hard.